Okay, so this is part two of that video that I was gonna make on Star Wars because I needed to make a video for the day. And so this video is gonna be based upon the Jedi, because the Jedi in the prequel era are, in my opinion, the bad guys. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's based on what the Jedi do throughout the prequel trilogy. They tend to not make the best, and they tend to not do like the best things to benefit the galaxy. The way I look at the Jedi Knights in the prequel trilogy, like fallen angels, the Jedi were given this great power, and with that power, they, I guess, became subservient to this conglomerate, this political conglomerate, which in this case is the Republic, to carry out their bidding rather than the bidding of what the Jedi knew was best. So, like, any things like corruption or slavery in the galaxy, the Jedi would just ignore that because the Republic said so. Which, in my opinion, would make the Jedi evil, but it goes a little deeper than that. So, remember that Palpatine becomes the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. And also remember that Palpatine is Darth Sidious, the most evil man in the galaxy, maybe in all of fiction. Now remember what I said. The Jedi are subservient to the Republic and to the Senate. Palpatine is the Senate. Therefore, the Jedi serve Palpatine, and since Palpatine is Darth Sidious, a Sith Lord, the Jedi work for and are subservient to the Sith. Now, remember again that the Jedi do whatever the Senate and Palpatine and the Republic says to do, which means whatever crimes that take place during the prequel era, so like all the crimes done by Anakin Crime Walker and Obi-Wan down Kenobi, these are things that are evil and harm the people of the galaxy and show the Jedi abusing the power in which they have to make the galaxy a better place, but choose not to do because the Republic said so. That is basically why I think the Jedi are evil. And while I don't think all the Jedi are evil, they serve this system in which does evil upon the galaxy. The only Jedi that are really not evil in this case, or bad or morally dubious, are Qui-Gon Jinn, Ahsoka Tano. I was gonna say Luke Skywalker, but we're not talking about Luke Skywalker here because obviously he wasn't here for all this. Qui-Gon and Ahsoka are described as gray Jedi by most people. I disagree with this. Qui-Gon and Ahsoka are true Jedi. Qui-Gon and Ahsoka serve the Force and whatever it is that the Force tells them to do. They don't do things because a political entity tells them to do things. They do things because it's the right thing to do. And that's what makes them Jedi. That's why Obi-Wan isn't a true Jedi. That's why Yoda, as wise as he is, isn't really a true Jedi, because they serve a political system, not a moral belief. You know? They don't actually do things based on what they know is right. They do things based on what somebody tells them to do. And that's what makes them not good Jedi. That's what makes Qui-Gon and Ahsoka true Jedi. And it's basically what I wanted to say about that. It's basically why the Jedi fall in the end, because they are pawns of Darth Sidious. They are being used for Sidious's own gain. And once Sidious no longer has any use of them, he disposes of them like, a used tissue. And he blames everything on the Jedi, all the war, all the death, and what have you. And he can do that because the Jedi were the ones going along with everything, and so they're the perfect scapegoat to what has happened. You couldn't blame that. We couldn't blame the Jedi for things that went on in the galaxy if the Jedi had acted more like Qui-Gon and Ahsoka, because they'd be more benevolent, helping people and stopping things like slavery and trafficking and whatever crimes in the galaxy that took place. But because the Jedi did things only based on what the Republic wanted them to do, once the Republic is destroyed and people see it as ineffective, since the Jedi have latched themselves onto the Republic, basically acting as the Republic's secret police force, it makes it that much easier for Sidious to go and say the Jedi caused all the problems. And so that's basically why I think the Jedi are like the true, I don't want to say like the true villains, but they are like the problem. They are the problem in the galaxy. So yeah, it's basically how I see it, in my opinion. And that's basically where I want to leave it. So I'll leave it there. See ya.